Saying I think I'm allergic to it or it has something, but at this point I'm very scared.
Hello guys, hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is J Nails. Guys, if you are a nail tech, if you do your nails at home or are a DIYer like myself, then this video is for you. I make YouTube videos and tutorials explaining information and things that I found out by myself or that I've tried on myself, and this video is these videos are based on my personal experience. And guys, a little bit of my backstory is that I did in the past developed an allergic reaction to Hema and acrylates products. And surprisingly, I also suffer from onycholysis. Onycholysis is where you suffer from a different type of allergic reaction where your nails kind of detach from your nail plate. But we can leave that for another video. In this video, I want to talk to you guys about something else.
And guys, this video is very informative. Make sure to watch to the end.
If you're watching this video right now, your fingers are probably itching and burning and starting to blister, and just, you're feeling your fingers are getting swollen. But there's here one common denominator, and it's that most likely you did your nails yesterday or the day before or 2 days before, and you trying to be, trying to ignore the problem here. But try your best to not panic. I'm J Nails, and I've seen this so many times. This is likely a reaction. I went through it. I'm allergic to Hema and acrylates, and there's so many things that you are probably going through that you never experienced before. So guys, in the next 8 minutes, I'm going to tell you exactly what to do right now, how to stop the damage, how to heal, how to look better, feel better, and you're going to feel a lot of relief. And I'm going to speak about the time frame that it takes for you to recover and what to expect now. So now guys, before we start with the video, please make sure to press on the like, subscribe, and also press on the notification so that way you stay notified when I upload another video like this one. So now guys, let's get started. And the first thing that I want to speak about, it's a lot of misinformation is out there. When you start searching, when you start browsing, you start reading a lot of things that are true and a lot of things that are not true. And there's a lot of misinformation, like I said, out there. And one of the misinformation that you might find is that you have to immediately remove the product that you already did because it's going to cause you more allergic reactions. And that is something that is not true. But now, before we get into all that, I want to let you know that I am not a doctor, and this video is based on my experience and based on what I've went through and my journey and how I healed, what I know to be true and what I know for sure 100% that is not true, based on, my path and the things that I've gone through with gels, Hema, and acrylates, and all the products that I tried, how I healed. So now guys, let's get into it. I want to guys make you aware that there's a lot of misinformation out there. First of all, when you start doing research, you will see maybe some research that it says you need to do immediate removal and you need to file and use acetone and cotton. Please do not listen to that. Do not, and avoid, please avoid acetone at all costs when you are removing a product. If you suffer from Hema or acrylates and you want to do what it says out there, when you start doing research, it says you got to file off the product from the top, meaning they're telling you to remove the top coat and then go ahead and remove the entirety of the nail product in order for your nails to be ready for a brand new set. But what they don't tell you is that using acetone to remove a product, which is doable, of course some products get removed with acetone, but that's not the only way to remove it. You also can use other ways and other methods, other alternatives, and avoid acetones because your skin will absorb the chemicals from the nail products when you use acetone. So one thing that I want to touch bases with that, and I want to make you guys aware of that there's that part of misinformation out there that can affect you a little bit more. When you have a bulk and you want to remove it because you desire to remove it, do not listen to that, the part that it says that you have to take it away to avoid more allergic reactions. No, you already got the allergic reaction. Once the product is cured, the only way that you're going to be affected is if there is uncured product on your nails, uncured product inside of them, the bulk that it didn't cure for some reason. Maybe the lamp wasn't good enough. Did you put too much bulk in it, and there's product that is uncured that maybe is leaking later on, and that's how you're going to get allergic reaction if there's liquid and uncured product. But if the bulk is actually cured, if the gels, the polygel, the builder gel, whatever gel that you have at the moment in your nails. If it's actually cured, all you have to do is remove the sticky layer, and probably most likely that's what gave you an allergic reaction. Otherwise, the other way that you can get it is if you put the product too close to your skin, too close to your cuticles, and if you touch your skin, if it comes in contact with your skin, the chemicals, that's the only way that you're going to get allergic reactions, and that's why we're all here, guys. But yes, once the product is already on your nails, once your nails are cured but you and they're healed, I mean not healed, but once it's like, let's pretend the next day you're already getting allergic reactions, most likely your nails are cleaned. If you feel like your nails might not be clean and that's why you continue, you feel something sticky around it, then go ahead, grab a pad and grab a little bit of alcohol. Please do not grab acetone, grab a little bit of alcohol and wipe your nails, wipe around them, clean all the surfaces that you could have gel or adhesive, the adhesive sticky layer on top of anywhere that you might have it around your house or your station. Try to wipe it around as much as possible with alcohol, not acetone. So I will never get tired to repeat that. I know it took me a while to try, repeat myself and that part right there, but I just wanted to make sure, guys, that first of all, you don't need to panic, but also there's a lot of misinformation out there, and I just wanted to warn you about the cost of using acetone with the chemicals is just not a great idea, guys. So now, guys, let's get to the next point. If you decide to remove the bulk, it's going to be up to you. You can use a nail bit, or you can also use a nail drill like that with a nail bit, or you can use a file and file it off, or you can go to the salon and just pay for them to file it off. But do not let them remove it with acetone by blending the product and melting it away, because again, it's going to absorb into your skin. And yes, guys, that's if that's your goal, to remove the product once it's cured, then that's up to you. But yes, guys, let's move to the next point. So yes, guys, at the moment when I got my allergic reaction 4 years ago or 5, I did not know what to do. I was unaware of a lot of things, and I did certain things that worked for me. I'm going to speak to you guys about that at the end of this video, but I'm going to tell you guys what I would do today if I got an allergic reaction because I came in contact with a product or chemicals yesterday or the day before. So guys, this is what I would do. I will clean my fingers, my nails, clean my station, and I would start trying to cool my hands, and I will wash my hands after with a fragrance-free soap if I can get my hands into it. But if you don't have a fragrance-free soap, any other soap is fine. The point is just having your hands clean at all moments, so you don't develop an infection and you don't get further irritation. But guys, try your best to avoid anything with heavy creams, heavy perfumes, heavy things that is going to go in your skin, because right now your skin is very raw. So you have to use a very cold compress or maybe an ice pack for 30 minutes if your hands are swollen and your fingers are swollen. Sometimes your fingers are swollen and you're not going to visually see it, because they all grow at the same time when you come into an allergic reaction. Sometimes the fingers that get more in contact with the chemicals, they actually get really, really swollen, and some fingers might be affected more than others. So you want to bring down the swelling and stop the burning sensation. If you're having burning sensation, most likely you're having a lot of itching sensation. That's what happens to me. That's what happened to me back then. And so try your best to have a cold compress. If you don't have things that you can use to put, to get your hands like in a cold compress or ice pack, if you don't have an ice pack, try your best to just put a towel, wet a towel, put it in your fridge inside of a bag, and then take it out and use it on top of the bag, and or you can just use the bag as well. But try to DIY that at home, if anything, so you can help down with the with the swelling, and it goes down little by little. Now guys, let's speak about the recovery kit, what you are going to use, what I would use if it was me. What you should use would be hydrocortisone 1%. Something that is going to stop the itching, so the way it stops itching so much, because it itches so much and it feels so good to scratch it off once it starts itching. But the scratching, when it itches, if you start scratching, you're going to make the problem even worse, and you're going to further build blisters in your skin. You're going to create a lot of blisters, and you're going to it's going to go from itching to open wounds. And so there's a lot of steps to this. Like, it goes from like a domino effect from 1 to 10. That's I'm going to tell you the first thing that you get, besides swelling, is going to be a lot of itching. So you can use hydrocortisone, but besides hydrocortisone, you can also use Aquaphor, which also has the the product that can help your the itch it creates a barrier, right, to keep the skin from cracking. But the Aquaphor has hydrocortisone, and so that avoids your skin from the itching sensation that you're going to get. And so number two, you can use Vaseline as well. For it's going to again create a barrier, so that way your skin, once it starts drying out, because once your skin starts healing, now it starts drying out. That's like the step two. That's what happens after the itching. Now your skin is going to start healing and it's going to start drying out. But if you want to avoid the dryness and the dead skin that is going to provoke, then you start using a little bit of Vaseline. And again, you can continue to use the Aquaphor, for the cracking sensation, and also to create a barrier so keeps the skin protected. Number three, guys, if the swelling is very, very bad, then you can also use antihistamine like a Benadryl. The Benadryl is also, like a cream, and it also has hydrocortisone in it, and it's going to stop your itching. But if you want to use Benadryl, maybe speak to a doctor. I'm not sure if you can get it over the counter, but if you use Aquaphor or hydrocortisone, you can get them over the counter. And also Vaseline is going to help you a lot. In my case, I never did use Vaseline. What I used was I was going to tell you that I was going to tell you that I was going to speak about this at the end of the video, but I'm not sure if this video is going to be long, but stay to the end. But I'm going to tell you that what I used when I was going through this was coconut oil. I did a lot of research with coconut oil, and I found out that it possessed antibacterial properties, and so because of a high content of fatty acids that it had, and so it's very effective with reducing infections and promoting overall health. And so that's why I used coconut oil that I had. It was virgin, I think, I believe it was virgin and cold pressed coconut oil. So that helped me a lot. I'm going to speak about that at the end of the video, what it did for me, how I felt after, and things like that. But right now, let's continue with the video. So yes, guys, if I was going to an allergic reaction at this very moment, I would like to find out, when is this going to stop, when it's going to go away, when am I going to heal? So the good news is that it's going to be around 2 to 4 weeks, but in my personal experience, it healed in 14 days exactly. And trust me, I had this allergic reaction a few times back then, quite more than a few times, and every time it healed within 14 days. And guys, one thing that I didn't know about was I should have take a break and just, not immediately jump back in. And so sometimes at the beginning, I just removed the product and just right away did another nail set, but did it very short. And still, I was getting more allergic reactions. And the reason why I was getting it, because I was not aware of what to do, what to remove, what was causing this problem. And so what I didn't know, it was that my immune system was on high alert. And so is yours if that's what you're going through right now. So don't try to rush back in. Take your time, because you don't want to trigger a permanent allergic reaction, And that's what I did. I triggered a permanent allergic reaction where I can never just escape this if I come in contact with the products again. And so I don't want to tell you the wrong information that is out there. They might tell you on Google, if you do certain researches, it might tell you, oh, you can never wear gel again. You can never do it again because you always have an allergic reaction unless you use Hema-free and acrylates products. It's not the truth. You have alternatives. If you have, that Hema-free and acrylates products are very expensive, and sometimes it's out of budget. It was out of budget at the time myself. Even right now, I can purchase them, but do I want to purchase them on full price and retail price? Actually, no. So, I do have my ways of how I purchase them for a cheaper price in certain websites, even used as well. I do not mind that. If they're good products, they're still good condition, why not, of course. So, cheaper, better. So guys, why not safe? So yes, guys, you guys can continue to wear gels. You guys can use Hema-free or hypoallergenic products if you like, if you have the budget as well. And you can use other products. I use IBD gels and I use other gels. It's just that you need to have a habit you need to create a habit where you know what to clean, what to look out for, and clean your surfaces. Try not to, just attach the product or let things drip around and just spread the product around everywhere when it's in liquid form, or you're just going to continue to have an allergic reaction. It's going to be a domino effect. So always have your products clean, and clean them with alcohol, isopropyl alcohol, not a normal cleaner, and not don't clean them with acetone. Just like I said earlier in the beginning of the video, stay away from acetone when it comes down to those products, unless you want to melt the gel X tips on your nail. That's fine because it's cured. So why not? And you're not having an allergic reaction, then that's fine. You can use it at that moment. But Guys, we have reached the end of this video, and this is where I'm going to speak about what I did and what the coconut oil did for me at the moment. When I went through my allergic reaction, the coconut oil worked wonders for me. I did not have the products that I spoke to you about, like Vaseline, the Aquaphor. I did not have those things. I didn't even have Benadryl. That's what I would do right now because I know better. But what I did at the moment when I went through my situation and my allergic reactions, when my fingers were blistering and swollen and just crackling away, what I did was I went ahead and I used the coconut oil. It worked wonders for me. Like I said, it dehydrated my skin. It started healing me first. It stopped spreading. The opened wounds stopped spreading, and I didn't develop an infection. That was good. That was my goal. And I started drying out. My skin started growing back because it just improves the healing process, the coconut oil. And so yes, 14 days later, well, what happened after it started drying out the skin, then I started removing the dead skin, trying to find it off with a drill, and I started cutting the dead skin off with a nail cutter when it was healing and it was getting better. I did not use any product for the moment that I was healing, when I started learning and things like that. Once my wounds were healed, yes, I did had a lot of overgrowth of dead skin around it. That's what I did. I try to clean it up because you don't want to have your fingers looking, like an alien. And so after that, I believe I was using a lot of the coconut oil worked like Vaseline. It was great. And so after that, it took me around 14 days for my nails to look clean and great again. So you have hope. Everything's going to be okay. You got this. Just try your best to stay safe. And once you're healed, we can talk about Hema free alternatives, like I said earlier, and better application habits to like avoiding leaking into the corners of your fingernails, how to avoid coming in contact with your nails. I'm sorry about that. And also, guys, we can speak about other habits, and how to stay away and how from the products coming in contact with your skin, guys. So yes, guys, I mentioned about certain things like that in my other videos. You can go ahead and watch them. Maybe you're going to learn something new from my other videos, guys. So yes, please, before I end the video, make sure to press on the like and subscribe, and also press on my notification bell so that way you can stay notified when I upload another video like this one. Now, guys, if you stood to the end of this video with me, thank you so much for watching my journey. Thank you for hearing me out, and thank you for being here. Thank you also for subscribing. I really, really appreciate it. I'm really grateful. And guys, see you on the next video. God bless you. Take care, and bye bye. Love you.